So it's a dark day today. Really didn't think I would have to do this in a long time, but I'm going to react to I guess, the cringe interview of the day, of the week, of the month, maybe. It's the moderator from the anti-work subreddit, and I saw the drama unfold today, but I never fucking actually kind of entertain the thought or try to watch it because it kind of made me sad to watch the whole thing kind of blow up and the subreddit kind of go private and get nuked. I even did a bit of research on the moderator, and she's been, an anarchist for 11 years, so she's been kind of doing this ideology and this movement for a very long time. And so, without further ado, we're going to watch the interview.
Person who operates this anti-work group, Doreen Ford. All right, so Doreen, why do you like the idea of being home, not working, but still getting paid by corporate America?
Yeah, so there's some misconceptions about the movement. So we're a movement where we want to reduce the amount of work that people feel like they're forced to do. And so we want to still put in effort, we want to put in labor, but we don't want to necessarily...
Okay, I'm just going to interrupt right now. Just 1 second. Just kind of what I'm realizing. I don't know. A lot of people were saying that the house is really messy. And honestly, I'm going to say that Doreen's presentation ain't too bad. You know what I mean? Probably could have picked a better backdrop, but, am I really one to talk? But, everybody's saying, the house is, super gross and shit like that. But I don't really think that's too bad of a thing. If anything, that may, kind of show that she's actually working class and middle class doesn't have too much money. So anyways, I wouldn't hate too much on that. Hair could be a bit better though, I ain't gonna lie. It's pretty busted.
Be in a position where we feel trapped. You just quoted from Office Space where that person feels very trapped in their job. I think we're calling for a society where there's less of that. But yeah, absolutely, people still want to do things. They just want to do things where they feel rewarded and they feel like they're in a good spot in their life, and that their job respects them and stuff like that. There's varying.
So Doreen, but you're not being forced to work. This isn't slave labor. You've applied for a job. You've agreed to the terms and conditions of the employment. And, you can walk away from that job at any time and quit. So.
Okay, but agreeing to the terms and conditions of a job doesn't mean that you're agreeing to get abused, not be respected or listened to, be treated like you're replaceable. And even the way he's kind of talking right now is, I don't really know how things are in America right now, but I don't really think there is a huge pool of candidates to pull from for jobs right now. So it's not like workers at the moment don't have some leverage. There are work shortages everywhere, right? So it's not like the corporation you're applying for, yeah, I'm fucking coming to work for you, but there is a bit of a deal where you're not going to treat me like fucking shit.
Really what this is about, sure. Except it sounds like maybe people are just being lazy. Are you encouraging people to be lazy?
And then again, it's you can see right there, right? Just pretty much the setup. Those are two kind of trapping questions. It's just, normally you're not supposed to ask somebody a yes or no thing, right? Are you guys just lazy? Do you want people to be lazy? That's kind of forcing the subject of the interview to either answer yes or no. So I guess what you would have to do in that situation is just either go back to your original point of what the movement is, which is just reiterate what you said previously, right? Which is, no, people just want to go to work and feel like they're being respected and feel like it's not a waste of their time, right? Like that's it. People just they want to go to work and they want to feel fulfilled. So, anti-work movement doesn't mean that I don't want to work, because if I was at home, I'd be working on myself or some sort of project that may be able to make me money, right? So let's see how Doreen responds to that.
So I think laziness is a virtue in a society where people constantly want you to be productive 24/7, and it's good to have rest. That doesn't mean you should be resting all the time or not putting effort into things that you care about. But I think one of the
What do you think is like a good work day? How many hours is a solid work day in your ideal society?
And then doesn't even let her finish what she's trying to say, or at least like maintain or plant like a firm foundation for their argument, right?
Sure. I mean, I think as much as people want. I mean, I personally work. I have like a 20-25 hour work weeks, which I think is fairly good. So I would like less work hours.
And what do you do, Doreen?
So a lot of people were kind of pissed about that part, myself originally as well. So she says that she works a 25-hour work week. I was going to grab a calculator. So she says she works a 25-hour work week, which she thinks is good, but would like less. So that's about what, if you're working every day in the week, that's 5 hours a day of work, with maybe a half an hour to an hour break. So that's 4.5 hours of work a day. Which honestly, to me too, that sounds like a good amount of work. But in that regard to that answer, it would just be more so a good work week would be something that like leaves me enough time to make it home, or to get time to spend time with my family, be able to study, maybe take like a night class and something. So probably, yeah, like a 5 to 6 hour day. And depending on your industry, there's a lot of dead time too, right? You could be waiting for something. You could be, I don't know, you could be waiting for shipments, a client to return an email, something to finish printing. Like there are downtime, so the full 8 hours is to kind of jam as much productivity into the day as you can, and just kind of like wring as much productivity. So yeah, 6 hours.
I'm a dog walker.
A dog walker. Okay.
Yes.
And how?
So
how
I
old
find
are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Sure, I'm 30.
You're 30. Okay.
So dog walker, you could see, is kind of like a dog walker, right? What I have to say in regards to this is the biggest criticism against Doreen right now is that apparently people didn't want her to go on, or anybody to go on and talk to Fox News. She did it anyways. And secondly, if you want to have like a labor movement, especially something that's kind of like as wild sounding as anti-work, it's like in the same vein as defund the police, right? It's something that people are going to recoil to and react to, and probably negatively, especially if they're just like a normal kind of citizen that's just like going about their day, that doesn't have like any biases or any kind of like knowledge or whatever. They just want to keep it like chill, right? So they don't care about the cops. So you gotta use worms. I don't know. That's why I say like reform the police or some other shit. So one, it's a strong word, anti-work. So it would be good to use a person that is like destroyed by the machine. So a good example is a nurse that's been working crazy amounts of time due to COVID, right? So she could come on, or he could come on and be like, yo, it's not that I don't want to work, it's that I'm working crazy hours, I'm not getting paid enough, I'm not seeing my family, my mental health is literally deteriorating, and I'm getting paid like less than this fucking douchebag that's just trying to stir up controversy and spread false information and pretty much create the reason why the nurse's life is so shit at the moment. That would be probably something better. They'd be a better person because it's more relatable to the working class. No hating to anybody that does jobs like dog walking or, like works part-time or kind of job hops, because that's also kind of what happens, right? When there is a job shortage, or people aren't getting respected, they're not going to want to work. Fucking just makes sense. So it'd be good to pick somebody that's you could be very sympathetic to, relatable to. Oh my god, man, I went to fucking school with like blah 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 blah, and she became a nurse, and I've heard stories about what she's been going through, and yeah, fuck that, man. She deserves more pay, she deserves more respect, deserves more hours, blah blah, deserves fucking way more vacation time, yada yada yada. So that kind of leads up to the whole controversy, because the mod is now going down in history as one of the famous Reddit power tripping mods, which I think we've had 3 now within the past 2 years. So a problem with a lot of leftist maybe movements, or like just like the problem with humanity in general, is that the ego overtakes, and people will put themselves at the forefront of a movement or this thing when they themselves aren't actually the best representative for it. So in this case, we've watched Doreen work towards this for 11 years, because I found her YouTube channel, and she's been running a YouTube channel for 11 years. Maybe a little less. And talking about these ideas. So it's something that they've been working towards, something that they've been building up. So it's kind of like, why the fuck are you the one on TV talking when the labor movement, the anti-labor movement struggle and fight is really for those who are getting crushed by the machine? You're a Reddit mod. Like, the fuck? That means you're sacrificing actual time to contribute to the community around you, to maintain and wield power over an online community. And it happens left, right, whatever, right? Like, the one who wants power the most will really fight for it. And anyways, so I'm seeing that in that regards, where it's like, bruh, you shouldn't have been the one to accept this interview.
Okay. And is there something you want to do besides being a dog walker? Do you aspire to do anything more than dog walking, or is that kind of your pinnacle?
I love working with dogs. If I had to do this for the rest of my life, I wouldn't be super complaining. Dogs are wonderful animals. But I would love to teach. I would love to, work with people and stuff like that.
What would you teach?
Look at this motherfucker, dude. You see this dude? Check that, bruh. Okay. I'd love to teach. Ah, you fuck. Okay, watch this fool. Come on. Oh, check those eyebrows, bro. Raise up.
Work with people and stuff like that.
What would you teach, Doreen?
Fuck.
Philosophy mostly. Just introduction to philosophy.
Yeah, and so this is like another problem here, because this fuck, man. Oh my god, that dude looks like a demon, straight up. Like, what the fuck? Look at this, man. Oh my god. Ugh. Okay. Ugh. Okay. Doreen's been running a YouTube channel for 11 years, where she's been talking about these philosophies and these ideas. Right? So, do you aspire to be more than a dog walker? Well, I am more than a dog walker, actually. I am this and that and this and this, and I also make videos where I talk about these ideas and teach people about it. And I looked at the comments, and there was actual engagement. So it's not like Doreen was just making videos and just doing fucking nothing with them. So yeah, shit's so annoying. Like, you just gave it to Fox News, man. Why?
Philosophy, critical thinking, reason, stuff like that.
Okay. Well, I would love to take your class, Doreen. I would.
Oh man, like just laughing at that, and like I'm saying, like Doreen actually has like. There's like a video where she explains, I think like communes or something. I was like, there's like 200 comments or something. Yeah, I think 200. There's a few, and they were like, "Thank you for telling me what a commune is." Blah blah blah. Like, she was actually inspiring and like fucking showing people what was up. Like, yo, man, a good leader would just step back. You find the talent. You find who looks good in front of the camera. Place them there. Look at this scrub on the left, bruh. Like, man, just should have been able to dunk on this fool. So, and that's the thing, right? The condescending laugh and smirk and things like that, and just trying to like play it off. Doreen actually could at least teach a little, or maybe hire somebody to write and, you know, kind of explain the ideas, and the person could write their books or something. Although I also have heard that she may have written like a crappy theory essay or whatever already on not working, but that could just be haters hating. I didn't really look too deep into that part.
I would just be taking notes the whole time, and you know what? A professor's a very similar schedule than something that you're imagining. So I think that actually might work perfectly for you. Listen, I think this might not be the greatest idea, but who am I to judge? To each their own, they say. It's a free country.
Sure.
Not everything's free,
You know.
but it is a free country. Thank you so much.
Sure.
We got to run. We got to pay the bills.
Holy shit. That was actually pretty brutal. I could see why. I could see why Reddit was a little up in arms about that today. You have to know when to step out of a spotlight. You know, you have to know when to relinquish that, like, and put somebody who knows what to do and what to say there. And damn, man, that's sad to see. But don't feel too guilty or too sad or whatever, because Doreen's not the greatest person. Some skeletons in her closet, so it was kind of just like brought to light, right? Like the type of person that she really was at the end of the day, and she wanted to kind of push her ideas. Definitely wanted to be known as like a famous philosopher, and that's like why she went on and did the interview. But the biggest problem wasn't really how she conducted herself, right? Because one, the lack of eye contact and shaking and things is due to Doreen having autism. So like, I mean, if you had a professor who had autism and they let you know at the beginning of a semester or year and displayed some, I don't know, as somebody would maybe say like some quirky or, you know, like different behavior, like, if it's totally manageable, you can work as a professor and have autism and teach people. That's not a major deterrent. So it's more about how they reacted after the interview came out. The subreddit is now private, which means that nobody can access it unless they're chosen, which is probably just like the moderator team or specific but all the comments have been nuked. It's just been, I guess, until it's opened up, right? So they're definitely, well, they could be cleaning house. Deleting mad comments, banning people. I think one of the last posts, and I even saw it, was pretty much just somebody calling the moderator out, Doreen, and just being like, "Yo, you need to fucking just get out of here, right? Or just take some time away from this. Like, we didn't ask you to speak for us, and you went up and you spoke for the whole movement, and it was a shit show. So this is fucked. Like, sorry's not enough. You need to actually do something." And then, poof, it was gone. Yeah, bruh. If you don't like talking to people, don't hop on live news.